In Rwanda, about 90% of tech startups fail. Instead of asking why most of them do not seem to make it to the top, maybe we should ask how the remaining 10% seem to make it successfully. Take, for example, Murukari, an e-commerce platform founded in 2015. It was the first online grocery store made in Rwanda, which later evolved into a marketplace. And Nyereka Tech, selling electronics components and providing technical skills online. One of the most successful tech startups in Rwanda.
We started in 2015 as an online grocery store, but currently it's another improvement we made. For this time we are the best online marketplace here in Rwanda. We provide digital shopping services, if I may say.
Nyereka Tech is a tech company which are providing education services. We are providing IoT sensors to technical students, technical schools, tech companies and individuals. We help them to discover on the market on affordable prices and good quality. And also you enable them to upgrade the skills and knowledge related to the current new technology on the market.
So this idea came, our CEO, Yvette, she was at home and she was preparing to have a new kid. Then she wanted where she can buy those like vegetables, but it wasn't easy. So that's where actually the idea came from. Then after a while, she thought about supporting or facilitating the other women to have or to be able to obtain those items they need at home easily, and as I mentioned, at affordable price. And as I mentioned, we started selling those groceries. Then after we developed the idea to the Murukari platform we are having now.
We started in 2019. The idea, it was the challenge we faced in that year. I have background related to electronics and electrical engineering. I faced the different challenges when I was conducted my final year academic project. So I missed some IoT sensors on the market. Some of them are not available on this continent, Africa, and we had different issues to import them from China. So I contacted different research through different students, through different schools. I saw it was a big challenge to different innovators, students, how they can come up with the idea of the real stuff on the market.
When we receive a customer the first time, we serve him, then we collect the feedback, he's satisfied. That's a very big milestone at first. But for defining success in that way, we really value that customer from the first time. He came at once, we convinced, he didn't know about online shopping services, we convinced he purchased. Then we look forward to welcome him again. When he placed the order the second time, he came at the third time, fourth time, then to the extent he became a loyal customer. Again, we also value the feedbacks on platforms from our customers. We really love to hear what our customers think about us.
The challenge was to access the capital, to convince the technicians so they can bring us. We have good qualities, and also you have a few items, sensors in stock. It was like 10 different sensors, but so far you are above 1,000 sensors in your stock.
We keep on learning and improving. Today you might use the same strategies, serve the customer the same as how you did yesterday, but you receive this different results. So what we do, we base actually on that. It's like a milestone. We don't know when we will sit down and say we succeeded, because it's a journey.
For those all people who want to start an online business, either to be education or e-services, in Rwanda there's any area you can start business in online, but don't be like discouraged according to the problem you are facing so far, because to be successful you have to face with different challenges. If there's no challenges you can face, as a business could not be strong.
Having expectation is fine and it's really important in a business, but trying to see the reality outside, it's another thing. And I wish that most of startups here in Rwanda, they could base on the reality, go out, do market research, know what people are looking for, know what really needs to be changed, then based on those ideas to build their businesses.
What makes startups stand out, whereas others don't? It comes really from a number of factors. Some of the factors, how much exposure the startup has to the domain that they are trying to focus on. So sometimes you'll find someone wants to innovate in a sector that they completely are very new to, and they are looking at it from maybe from a single point of view, from a limited point of view that is squarely based on their bad experience. Okay, oh, I got this problem maybe in hospital, and because I got this problem in hospital and I'm an IT guy, my tech guy, I'm a developer, so I go and develop a solution that is just purely based on maybe one experience or even that single experience among so many people, okay? But without looking at the entire value chain, which is what is the real cause of this problem? Is the problem being caused at this point, or it is actually caused by several things? Because remember, startups are startups because they're trying to solve a problem for a customer segment of some kind. So why some startups really succeed whereas others fail comes down to that. Developing or working on a problem that has a big enough customer base, so that you're not playing with just a few customers. If they reject you, you're done. Okay, some markets a winner takes it all, and what that means today, if I asked you which search engine do you use, you probably will tell me Google and two others maximum, or if not, you may even say only Google. How many social networks do you use? You'll say Facebook and Instagram, but all of those are in the Facebook family. Okay, so why? Because such markets, a winner takes it all. Okay, and there are markets that where when one person gets in, there's no room for anyone else, because customers or consumers or whoever the target customers are, they don't have space for multiple suppliers of the same thing. Okay, so, and yet you find that sometimes some companies will want to go head to head in such a space. For example, someone comes up and says they're creating a search engine for Rwanda. Okay, but Google is already in that space and dominates that space. So it becomes kind of tricky. So it's understanding the dynamics of the market that the entrepreneur is trying to play in, and getting customer validation. Because again, just because you can develop something, a solution, whether IT or otherwise, does not validate that it is needed. Okay, and that's where the customer focus comes in. So when you have businesses that focus on customers, you tend to find better success, because companies fail, whether startups or or established companies. They fail because of lack of customers. Some companies fail purely because of lack of expertise. Like I was saying earlier, that a company that tries to go into a sector that it does not have a team or team members, it does not have within its operations, it does not have the knowledge base required to deliver that service. Okay, so it will frustrate customers. It will give a bad service, and then because it's giving a bad service, it will lose customers. Or the customers it's trying to get to will tell it, no, this is not what I need. But customers are not there to educate you. Okay, so if you're developing something that they don't need because you do not have the right expertise in your team, you definitely are going to fail, because they're not validating and they will not pay for it. So the lack of money, again, I'm going to come back. It always comes back to customers. What do you need the money for? Is the money for customer acquisition? Is it for acquiring customers? Or is it to have a fancy office? Okay? Because sometimes we confuse these things, and you find it in many startups or many businesses that are starting. They want to start in a fancy office with paying themselves a nice salary, and then less effort is put on the customers. Or they want to build something for investors. Okay, that I'm pitch deck and then whatever, so I can go and pitch to investors and get investor money. But investors invest because their money is going to come back. Their money is only going to come back if you have customers. Okay, and so they will only give you money if you have evidence of that. So in the past, it was fact that you needed a lot of money to start. Okay, you needed money to buy servers, you needed money to have an office, you needed money to pay for utilities in that office, you needed money to pay for all these different things. Today, that has changed, because you have places like here at Nosken, okay, or KLab, or 250 Startups, or Lipa Labs, or Vestavere, where you will go and you will find the internet is there, the desks are there. You only go, and you can even get support. Some of them are free, some of them maybe some of them are really, really cheap. Okay, so meaning that really you no longer need that budget line. Okay, so if you don't need that budget line to pay for all these things, meaning that the cost of starting your business has been slashed. Yeah, you can get a server nowadays online, okay, for very, very little money. Okay, so all that means that instead of focusing on I need so much money, we need to also look at I need money for this. Okay, and then okay, where can I get these resources? Because some of these resources are already available, like I was demonstrating, as explaining. So if those resources are available, how do you leverage them to make sure that the money you need is really minimal, and then you focus on customer acquisition? Okay, because customers are the best investors, but we have come to a point where most people believe they need external investors for them to make it, and therefore getting investors becomes like the end game, which should not be. Getting customers should be the end game. Customers that are paying for your service, to be even more specific. We seem to have developed a culture of entitlement. young people think that things will be handed to them. So, and the ones that you find that actually have a different type of mindset, they go get it. Okay, His Excellency, I think Meet the Youth 2020, if not 2019, he said, success, you have to chase success, yeah, and go for opportunity and go for it, yeah, and if it goes hiding under the table, go for it. Wherever it goes, chase after it, because failure, you don't need to. Failure only looks for you. It will also be chasing you. So the challenge we have, or I see with young people today, is that there's a number of them that are waiting for government programs. Okay, they are waiting. Even when the government program is there to help them, they don't apply. Okay, on a weekly basis, we share links for opportunities, whether they are grant opportunities or even market opportunities or employment opportunities, and we still end up with very few applicants to these things. Why? And then you will meet the same people on a call or like a town hall kind of conversation, and they'll tell you, oh, we're not getting this, or we're not. But you're like, what are you doing? What business are you doing? I'm doing this business. Did you apply for this? Did you apply for this? No. Okay, and so that's really where we need to get to a point where young people take responsibility. Okay, and know that no one is going to hand them things. Okay, of course, there's some people that are handing them things. That's what has created this culture. But really, you need to overcome that, yeah, and know that I need to go after these opportunities and get them.